There's a question posed like, what is a real Christian? When we know that most of the Christianity we see today are in what we call legalized Christianity. To note, when early Christians were first becoming seen in the historical record during the Romans, Christianity was deemed illegal, wasn't legal. Now, in reality, if that's what it was, then it certainly had nothing to do with the Roman system, because in order to be part of the Roman civil law system, something would have to be legal. So don't confuse legal with God's law. The legal system that we're kind of dealing with today, the Roman civil system, is what is in use, and therefore this concept of the legalization of something, especially Christianity, is totally ridiculous. It wasn't legal because it has nothing to do with the Roman legal system or civil system, and therefore would never have required to be legalized. So there was a reason why the Christianity movement at one point fell prey to wolves entering into the pure belief and doctrine of Jesus Christ, the founder, and therefore they legalized it because they didn't know what else to do with it, and in order to control it, they had needed to legalize it into their Roman civil pagan system. So we're going to go to Black's Law Fourth. We've used it quite a bit so far in the series of the videos, but this is a definition from the legal system of what they would perceive a Christian to be, and they say pertaining to Jesus Christ or the religion founded by him. So at least they're saying it is founded by him. Professing Christianity. As a noun, it signifies one who accepts and professes to live by the doctrines and principles of the Christian religion. It does not include Mohammedans, Jews, pagans, or infidels. Now, when they are talking, just so we don't seem anti-Semitic in here, they're talking about what would have been at that time those that were in the civil system being a Jew, and therefore it had nothing to do with the concept of where Jesus came from, because we certainly know that he was of the Jewish nation, the nation of Israel. So it was a legalized version of what would have been understood, those that were under the bondage to their enemies. So this dates back all the way to the civil history of when God took away his spirit of protection from the nation of Israel in 586, when the Babylonians laid siege to Jerusalem and took them captive, and then they became under the bondage of their enemies, or those that they considered to be pagans and heathens. So we want to understand it would have been what we would see today more down what we would see as legalized Judaism, or down that level. But we're not talking about what the original nation of Israel was when it was under the protection of God. So again, to realize that it's very distinct on what a Christian is, and it could not belong to any one of these other categories. And therefore, as we know in secular state democracy, anything goes. And so therefore, when you become a member of anything under that state, you are agreeing with all these other faiths. And that is definitely the agenda of the UN, that all these faiths are going to unite together. And that's certainly not what the Bible talks about. It certainly separated the people of God from the rest of the world, or the nations that surrounded them at that time. So anyways, we're just basically trying to clarify the subject matter, because it's going to lead much into the definition of what your Christian name is. And we're just going to end with Christian name in the Black's Law. States the baptismal name as distinct from the surname. So it's separate from, it's distinct. It's not one and the same.